Canadian Songwriters Hall of Fame. The Canadian Songwriters Hall of Fame Panthéon des Auteurs et Compositeurs Canadiens is a Canadian non-profit organization founded in 1998 by Frank Davies that inducts Canadians into their Hall of Fame within three different categories: songwriters, songs, and those others who have made a significant contribution with respect to music. History. Founder, Frank Davies founded the CSHF/PAC while he was on the board for the Canadian Academy of Recording Arts and Sciences (CARAS). His position was as the first music publisher appointee and as the voice for songwriters and publishers among the group of music industry professionals who oversee Canada's Juno Awards. Frank has had a long career in music, mainly as a record producer and music publisher, recently having received the Walt Greeley Special Achievement Award at the 2014 Juno Awards and the Harold Moon Special Achievement Award SOCAN. He developed the Hall of Fame because he wanted increased public recognition for Canadian songwriters. SOCAN. In December 2011, SOCAN, the Society of Composers, Authors, and Music Publishers of Canada, acquired the assets of the Canadian Songwriters Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame's mandate aligns with SOCAN's objectives as a songwriter and publisher membership-based organization. The CSHF continues to be run as a separate organization with its own board of directors. Award. Northern Ireland, 1927. The award is a miniature replica of the sculpture Northern Ireland created by Elizabeth Wynne Wood, who was born in Orillia, Ontario. Wood was a Canadian sculptor who graduated from the Ontario College of Art (OCA) in 1926. The award was selected by Davies and established in the year 2003. Wood took many trips to the Pickerel River crossing, which is halfway between Parry Sound and Sudbury. She sketched, explored, swam, and feasted in the area she was enchanted by. It was in 1927 that Wood completed the first of the island sculptures which conveyed her true and unique artistic character. Frank Davies Founders Award. The Frank Davies Founders Award is given to individuals who have dedicated a lifetime to building the Canadian music industry. Recipients receive the Northern Ireland Award. Legacy Award. The Legacy Award is presented to individuals who have contributed significantly to the development, promotion, and preservation of Canadian songs and songwriters. Legacy Award inductees receive the Northern Ireland Award. Mandate. The CSHF/PAC's mandate is to honor and celebrate Canadian songwriters and those who have dedicated their lives to the legacy of music, and to educate the public about these achievements. Few people, Canadians included, are aware of the depth of Canada's rich musical heritage and the enormous impact the country's songwriters have had on contemporary music around the world. Canadian songwriters have penned hits for Rod Stewart, Frank Sinatra, the Rolling Stones, Gene Autry, Celine Dion, Barbra Streisand, Bob Dylan, Madonna, Bing Crosby, Jacques Brel, the Counting Crows, Louis Armstrong, and André Gagnon, to name a few. The revelation of this news is always a source of great pride for Canadians and cause for admiration internationally. Induction Guidelines. Songwriters. Songwriters must be Canadian by birth or citizenship, or have landed immigrant status, and may be living or dead. Songwriters must have written or co-written the music and/or lyrics to a song or catalog of songs in one or more of the following categories: having entered into popular culture and been sustained through oral tradition for a significant period of time, having achieved substantial regional, national, and/or international status, whether culturally, commercially, and/or socially, having recorded a historical event or helped to define an era of popular culture, having created or helped to create a genre of music. Songwriters must have made a significant contribution through a song or catalog of songs published or otherwise made available to the public in some form for at least 25 years. By virtue of their induction to the CSHF, A songwriter inductee's entire catalog of work is also recognized and inducted into the Hall of Fame. Recognition by era. Songwriters and songs shall be recognized by era. All inductees are honored equally, and the eras simply provide a context for induction by allowing the CSHF to honor inductees annually or otherwise within a given span of years. The eras are Pioneer Era up to 1938, Radio Era 1939 to 1969, Modern Era 1970 to 25 years prior to the current year. Songs. An eligible song is a musical work that consists of lyrics and music, or music alone without lyrics, and written wholly or in part by a Canadian, that is, Canadian by birth or citizenship, or having landed immigrant status, living or dead, and may qualify in one or more of the following categories: having entered into popular culture and been sustained through oral tradition for a significant period of time, having achieved substantial regional, national, and/or international status, whether culturally, commercially, and/or socially, having recorded a historical event or helped to define an era of popular culture, having created or helped to create a genre of music. An eligible song may be an adaptation of an earlier musical work provided the adaptation is itself sufficiently original so as to qualify for copyright protection. A translation is not eligible for song induction independent of the induction of the original musical work. However, if the translated lyrics are not a straight translation of the original lyrics, but instead articulate a new and original meaning and sensibility such that the translated lyric is itself a new work capable of copyright. Songs may have been written by previous songwriter inductees or eligible songwriter inductees and are subject to the same timelines and guidelines regarding eras as apply to the songwriters. Others. With respect to the induction of those individuals who have contributed significantly to the development and recognition of Canadian songs and songwriters such as, but not limited to, publishers, performers, broadcasters, and other members of the media, collectors, and compilers of traditional material, performers of Canadian songs, etc. The Board of Directors will review any. These awards are presented at the discretion of the Board of Directors. Board approvals. In accordance with the CSHF bylaws, the number of inductees, if any, in any given year shall be at the discretion of the board. The board shall also have the option to override guidelines in exceptional circumstances. 2008 inductees. 2010 inductees. The 2010 awards were presented at a gala in Toronto on 28 March 2010 at the Toronto Centre for the Arts. Legacy Awards. Musical archivist Edward B. Moog received the Frank Davies Legacy Award. The Canadian Music Publishers Association Legacy Award was presented to music promoter Guy Latraverse. Pioneer Era Songs. Come Josephine in My Flying Machine. Alfred Bryan and Fred Fisher, Fred Fisher, Fred Fisher, and Fred Fisher, 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 Fred Fisher. Desmetains Pastapauses, Ovala Leger. Radio Era Songs. There's a Bluebird on Your Windowsill, Elizabeth Clark. Dukes Infants du Même Age, Germaine Dugas and Dugas and Dugas and Dugas and Dugas, Maine Dugos and Dugas in Dugas Dugas. Modern Era Performers and Songs. The rock group Rush, Geddy Lee, Alex Lifeson, and Neil Peart was inducted in 2010, as were several of its songs. Closer to the Heart by Rush and Peter Talbot. Limelight by Rush, by Rush, by Rush. The Spirit of Radio by Rush. Subdivisions by Rush, by Rush, is by Rush, is by Rush. Tom Sawyer by Rush and Pi Dubois. Francophone singer Robert Charlebois was also declared a modern era inductee, as was some of his songs. Domaine Elhiver by Charlebois, 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 Bois, Le Bois, Le Bois. Fu Manchu by Charlebois, Claude Gagnon, Marcel Savarin, Les Ailes d'un Ange by Charlebois, Lindbergh by Charlebois, Claude Péloquin, Louise Forestier, and Pierre F. Brault, Ordinaire by Charlebois and Claude Minfet. Two songs neither related to Charlebois nor Rush were also inducted into the Hall of Fame. The hockey theme, Dolores Claman, Jeantins Frapper, Mitchell Pagliaro. Inductees, Songwriters, Special Achievement, people who were not principally known as songwriters, but were inducted due to their importance in Canadian music history. Songs: IH, IP, QT, Quand les hommes vivant Dammer, 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 Quebecois, the Red River Valley, Le Réveil de la Nature, Rise Up, it's nice, it's nice, it's nice. The Safety Dance, She's a Ladies, a Lady, He's a Lady. CJ of Eyes, Unchar, Unchar, Unchar. CJ at Eyes, Unham. See Less Baytalks, Signs, Sing High, Sing Low, Sleepy Time Gal, Snowbird, Some of These Days, Something to Talk About, Song for the Mira, Spinning Wheel, The Spirit of Radio, Squid Jig in Ground, Subdivisions, Sugar, 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 Sugar. Sugar, 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 sugar. Suzanne, Sweet City Woman, Sweethearts on Parade, Swinging Shepherd Blues, Ties mon amour, ties ma maîtresse. There's a love knot in my lariat, my lariat, my lariat. These eyes, these eyes. This beat goes on slash switch in to glide. This wheel's on fire, on fire, on fire, on fire, on fire, on fire, you're on fire, 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 you're on fire, on fire, on fire, on fire, on fire, you're on fire, on fire, on fire, on fire. To Sir with Love, Tom Sawyer, Ton Visage, Latour de Lisle, Tumbling Tumbleweeds. UZ. Universal Soldier. Viver and Amor. We'll sing in the sunshine. What a friend we have in Jesus. When I die. When my baby smiles at me. When you and I were young, Maggie, young Maggie, young Maggie, young Maggie. Wildflower. Woodstock. The world is waiting for the sunrise. You turn me on. I'm a radio. You were on my mind.